Benvenuti at the best at Villa La Collina. It's our and my biggest honor to welcome Professor Elizabeth Chang. She's the real founder and engine behind this conference and this conference series. In 2007, you inaugurated the IEEE DESK conference series, Digital Ecosystems and Smart Technologies in Cairns, Australia. Cairns, Australia is located at the biggest visible ecosystems for us humans, we could say, the Great Barrier Reef. And there, the distributed systems and the responsibility for our ecosystem and all the innovation, all the bouquet of possibilities that arise from them started. You are a distinct international professor, an unbeatable record of high-level research grants, a professor for logistics and IT, and far beyond that. And before your career as a distinct professor with a very high research output, I think 60 PhD students alone, hundreds of papers, journal papers, and the highest rated conferences in the world. You have been in Hong Kong responsible as a CIO, one of the largest logistics operators there in Hong Kong.
He knows everything. Spy.
Welcome from heart.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and giving me this opportunity. I'm talking about blockchain inspiration, and it's particularly I'm introduce a new technology, NOSTR, and how that can shape our future ecosystem. So I will start with digital ecosystem sustainability regarding the trust, which we talk a lot about it. And then from blockchain to NOSTR, and some examples. In 2007, as Akim mentioned, we started the digital ecosystem, event. That was actually endorsed by IEEE. And we, at that time, we have also Christine Wagner, provided invited in the early stage. We defined the digital ecosystems as an open, loosely coupled domain clusters, demand-driven, self-organizing, collaborative environment where each species is connected proactively and responsive and conserve the environment for its own benefits. Particularly, we're talking about the essence of a digital ecosystems is addressing the balance. That was 2007. Sustainability, self-organization, collective intelligence, as Professor Atkins talk, creating value by making connections rather than competition. And when we presented this in the first conference, they invited us to UN, to follow the nature rather than through collaboration rather than a competition. So we have a look. The digital ecosystem problems, even after 15 years or over, more than 15 years, we're still facing the enormous, poverty, climate change, and war, and what happened. And then we look at, I have students, went to a movie theater, said, can you drop me to the movie theater before 5 because it's free, and you pick him up at 11 p.m. it's free, so he will have to sit down in the theater for 5-6 hours to watch all the movie for free. And then I said, what did you watching? He said, oh, it's all about war from 5,000 years ago to now. It's, people didn't change, but the technology changed totally, over these 5,000 years. So the technology changed, the people didn't change. So that's why we still have today. Even in the next 100 years, it looks like the technology, robots, army robots, were going to take over the war. And predictably, that physical assets, 80% of managed data information. And the technology actually enables, those dictations, because they control the data, they make decisions based on all of the data from civilians, and they centralize and control. So basically, everything here is centralized. And I had a study leave with Professor Akim last year. He constantly talking about democracy. I said, what? I said, digital ecosystem, what is to do with democracy? He said, we got to have a democracy in this world so that, not centralized. And I said, yeah, that makes sense. So I actually linked the centralized study, centralized and distributed database in that concept. Everything's centralized, so they can control the world. And we're not getting better. Our systems all get, intrusion, attack, lose billions of dollars of those bigger companies. This is all because of centralized systems. So in 15 years later, we're still talking about it. We haven't made any progress in our conference, but we're talking about from digital ecosystem to sustainability. That was original conference name. Okay, the Akim changed this word technology to transformation, but we said in between here, the technology actually moved us to what we are having today. So digital ecosystem actually help us enhance our life. And then, sustainable transformation is here as a partner, people, planet, the 5P here from the UN, planet, people, peace, and prosperity. And then we put the balance in the middle. And that is what we're hoping this will be sustainable transformation, the balance in the 5P. But the technology to move is the technology that change our life. So the technology, we are saying that blockchain has all of these sexy names. I change to the next page. Balance, decentralization, distributed trust. There's no centralized control, no third party, censorship resistant, open transparency, and immutability and traceability. But excellent, we want those words. And do we actually trust technology? We don't. But which technology that bring this concept to the world? It was start with blockchain. Blockchain is software, it's database. And this is not my picture, but this is, say, software eating the world. Blockchain is the software. And only until blockchain, the internet, people use internet as a backup, as a bonus. It's not really trust any centralized server or blockchain or centralized database or services. Example with centralized trust and trust is, Twitter, Google, any banking systems, any organization system we have, they have an advertisement, they ban people. They have a lot of spam. they are shadow ban people, which means they give you a hard time, you can't get any pages up, but it actually bans you. They have a single point of failure. They have total control of your privacy. They're unable to keep the pace with the sophisticated attacks, and they are unable to protect the insider threat, network interception, and the intrusion. And they use behavior mining and tracking all of our activities and keep us addicted to use those things. And they do not give actual historical record to us. It gives to you what they want to give it to you. So this is the centralized systems. Okay. Challenges with this type of technology, the centralized management, the key is centralized systems. They cannot, they cause the insider threat and the physical attacks. The physical attack the server. Existing intrusion detection techniques, we have millions, but they cannot keep up with sophisticated attacks. They constantly, hitting the world, and they are, very difficult to detect new malicious behaviors, making it difficult for all our technology. And 2-tier, 3-tier is today's we use in all our business. It's centrally managed. They have risks, and people will have no choice but use them. And most business are using, government are using 2-tier, 3-tier architectures. And for the peer-to-peer network we had, that each systems, they want to get rid of central server, they establish peer-to-peer. But problem with the peer-to-peer is it's built for sharing files. It was not built in centrally for cybersecurity. So therefore, it has a lot of span, and it is often not working. Okay. And recently, decentralized protocol has developed, and they utilize some form of blockchain, but they they are using distributed server farms to help distribute the databases, so they have a replication. So their central point of failure can be recovered from a different location and different server. Okay, but this type of network for business is not open, so you take a lot of time to sign up to use these distributed systems. There are other distributed systems. Sometimes they offer you to run, even though they are distributed, but they still have some form of the central control. For example, they use domain name to track you, and to use domain name to, even though you have your server, you can control your data, but your domain name is censored. So you still cannot, totally protect yourself. Okay, there are clouds, social networks. They are all centralized. They are all centralized systems. They are the security is at the discretion of the cloud providers. They give you security, you have it. And the security may have different level of complexity, and some are very secure, some are not. That include Amazon.com, Apple, and all of these, cloud services and the social networks. The reason is why they're not secure, why they can ban us, is because it's for free, most of them, and we choose to use them and give up our privacy. And because they have a central control of what we do, what we use, and they want to choose to monitor us, it is the people don't have complete freedom. So the NOSTR is the the new trustworthy technology that provides that gap. And this technology is inspired by blockchain, but it's not blockchain. It's a move forward from blockchain and address all the issues the blockchain have. One of the issues we talk about was difficult to jump onto blockchain, even though it has provided distributed trust. But people, business, government has difficult to use it. And NOSTR is the next generation of a protocol, next generation of internet that provides this trust. Okay, and it doesn't rely on any centralized server. Okay, no single point of failure, so it is resilient. It is based on cryptography key and signatures, so it's a tamper-proof, so it is resilient. It does not rely on P2P techniques. It always works because P2P often, somebody hacked in, stopped in, and then it is stopped working. So it is a sensor-resistant protocol. Once for all, it is resilient. There is a simplest open protocol. It's not closed protocol that is able to sustain in the business, the social network, and partnership that are immutable from censorship, hacking, attacking. It is resilient. That resilient leading to sustainability. You can learn more from those network informations. How it works. So basically, the protocol is just like we're using our emails. So it is available and already there, and millions of people already jump on it. So it is not that you have to develop protocol. So basically, everybody run a client. It can be a native client or web client or mobile client. You can publish, you can write posts, you can send a transaction, and using your public key. And your public key is your own identity. Okay, very similar to blockchain. To update, for that ecosystem or network, that you just use your public key, and you publish or you distribute or you publish your ledger or your order through your own network, and that distributed to multiple servers. Centralized server is only one server. Sometimes they have a replication, but it's one server. Here is everybody's work like a coalition, social network that everybody run a server. You can have a server yourself, your simple computer, or you can have, you can use somebody else's server, but you replicate it through social network. And simple example is that we don't trust, Vice Chancellor, because he had a right to say you get employed, you get fired, you are good or bad. But we use like a recommender systems. So there's no centralized reference. But if I trust Marius, and Marius is a good friend of Michael, Marius, my trust is transformed to Michael, and Michael will trust me. It's like a very similar way of distribute the trust. You don't trust banking systems, but you centralize because you never know that your money is there or not. But this distribution trust is like everybody has a wallet, and they manage their own money, and they can use this trusted network to purchase and distribute it without central server, without a third party. Okay, very similar to blockchain. Okay, so the it has a lot of information on the internet, and we can set up the NOSTR network for our group, and everybody have a fun with it. And I will send you the registration, simple registration steps, And we have a goal with this, with simple network. It start building. I can show you many hundreds of applications has start building from it. You know, the NOSTR is a simplified protocol that only running with a client and a relay. Relay is like a replication and sent from. See, for example, if I trust Maria's, and Maria's has lots of friends like Oliva, like Martin and and she trusts me, and she wants my information to be shared with his friends. Therefore, he broadcasts for me. I don't have to know Olivia, and then that is distributed replication relay of the information. Relay trust is relay to build that trust. It's not by everybody forget about this is just trust your president of your country. This is not like that. It's by reference. Simpler is by reference and distribute the trust, and the transit the trust is transit from one to the other with the trust partners. Because this network is very solid, very strong. If you don't trust anybody, you don't relay, you don't distribute. Okay, if we are an example of social networks I just mentioned, okay, that I just mentioned is I just use this supply chain. If we have supply chain network, that often we say resilient supply chain interruptive supply chain is is disrupted, so therefore housing prices up, so food is prices up because of supply chain interruption. So who interrupted? It's not ourselves as a provider. We interrupt ourselves. We want to have business. Somebody interrupted, either by political intention or by people want to make money through our network. They interrupt this network. So you can this slide will be available for our group, and also more information I can. But I didn't have time to put graphic representation because my students are very good to do that. So they usually do the graph for me. How these NOSTR are solving the problems that the normal network until now could not solve the problems. Okay, it is because of this relay technology, just like a massive relay technology. If the reason they say immutability is if I don't like you to ship the goods to A to B, it bans you, and then your network stopped. But because you have a relay, you can avoid that. You have other trust, you use other trust friends, and to reconnect to your network. So he cannot disable all the network servers, because it's like a trust. They want you don't trust this guy. He killed that guy. So if he killed that guy, we're dead. Okay, or you can't connect him, or he hid, he disappeared. He said, where is this guy? He disappeared. Nobody know. But with the neural network, you can discover where is the guy, because the trust is relayed. It's just like information is relayed. So similar analogy. So each network is like a little ecosystem. You work for a particular goals. Once you achieve, you make a trust, and you can continue this trust to do international trade, to do social net, to follow somebody you want. The censorship in recent because it has a long key of public key and private key. Nobody can interpret that. So that key is your identity. It's not like I have to keep big bag on my ID card. The ID card sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. Like a credit card. So that key is nobody can remember, can interpret, and can type it in. So it is central because everybody we are identified the key, and you get used to it. You get used to it. Now we identify with your driving license, with your passport. When you come here, you submit everything. But in the future, that Dr. you're going to talk about the digital ID. That is a public key, private key is the only key we need, and you don't need a third party authority to say you good person, you bad person, you be banned of this, But that key will provide, your identity, and they cannot censor that key because they all, 64 digits, and there's no spam. Because in our network, if we try that, why we such spam? And we the reason that in NOSTR network that they can stop spam is it has money associated with it. So you pay like a 0.10% cents, 10 cents. Okay, so if you if somebody wants to give you some spam, you worry this is a spam. You said, can I charge you 10 cents so I can validate you? And he will pay. If he really want to join that network, he will pay that 10 cents and we validate him. You know what we validate him? Give me your email address, give me your name. If they just give you a key and give you spam, you boom, distribute it to the network and everybody goes spam. But with the sensor, with the NOSTR, they build into the beacon networks, so you can easily transfer 10 cents. And then you want to be trusted, you pay that 10 cents, somebody, one of this client can validate you. And if you are trustworthy, sometimes you can attach your reference, somebody give you a ref credit, and you attach it to that, so you can join the network. Once you join the network, the relay is up to each one of them. For example, if I trust Maria doesn't think that I need to talk to Oliver. He doesn't have to do that. So, it is up to client to decide he wanted to distribute the trust or not. Because I trust Maria, as Maria trusts me, he doesn't have to send all my information to all his friends. So, it is up to us to, its analogy is like that. And the data storage, centralized database like Google, like this, they put all the server on the ocean, and they replicate the server everywhere, and very expensive, very costly, and very, require lots of energy. And Google has a lot of money because everybody pay him, business people pay him for advertisement. And for us to is used for free, but one day if they're not happy with you, your old email is gone. It's gone. Yeah. So the data storage is, because it's distributed, everybody can say what you want to save. So it doesn't come from a central server. There's no central server. If I give lots of information, you think there's half of my shit that you don't need to store. If I give you bigger videos, you said, oh, very nice, play that, and then you don't store it. So it's very scalable. The larger content that is up to each client to whether I give you lots of information, you have a right to accept. Why it is so simple? Why nobody have thought about this NOSTR? Because the big company that using those centralized server to make money, that is their goal. And then sometimes they give you for free, so they utilize you as a data and to mine the markets. So they use the centralized server. The objectives was making money or have a total control of the civilians. It's either control or money, power, centralized power control, or and then another, peer-to-peer say we don't want centralized, we don't want third party, we have peer-to-peer. But peer-to-peer network is not a secure network, and it doesn't naturally build with with the careful consideration of all the spans. That's why lots of network, the free peer-to-peer network free, and therefore you trust. You never know the guy on the net join the peer-to-peer, give you spam or not spam. You can't identify them. Okay, So NOSTR is going to be a next internet. There was a revolution. There was a revolution when the World Wide Web comes. There was revolution when blockchain came, and the people said the first time they trust the network database. But blockchain was quite difficult, quite complex. So in order to address those issues, NOSTR born. Okay, now I show you this, the only last 2 years, the speed to pick up a NOSTR network is like this. All others is like this. Okay, you just Google it. The keynote, this is a conference is going to be in Japan in November 1 to 3rd. I want to join. Is a position is 1,000 participants. A month ago, I tried to register. It's already full. Okay, and then they open the Hong Kong space. Say we run parallel. You go in Hong Kong, but Hong Kong cannot hold that many. 200 is full. So they open the online. If you like, you can try to join. But I think relax. Okay, these things is coming. These things coming. So the keynote is this guy. This guy, Twitter founder. No, who developed Twitter? They gave it that good thing to Elon Musk. But he is now spend all his money on NOSTR. Millions. He has $1 million. He just give money like that. This is the program. You can see they're looking at the balance, yin and yang. It's a program. I just loaded that today. I just say, well, they're interesting. There's NOSTR 2023. Yeah. And NOSTR is is decentralized protocol that's going to replace Elon Musk. Yeah. And blockchain is a new technology from one of the big IT companies. Blockchain is the blockchain we trust. It's not, NOSTR is not blockchain. It's the evolution of blockchain. They utilize the inspiration of blockchain. Blockchain, trust with hands. Trust, building trust with blockchain. And this is the Mark Anderson, who did, who part of this internet evolution. He said, this is a disruptive trust network that the internet always needed, but never had when the blockchain 10 years ago. Now, even better. This slide I used 10 years ago. So the blockchain, when you look at the blockchain 10 years ago, it comes with these keywords: distributed database, a single source of truth, transparency, immutability, open source, traceability, anonymity. This is the only thing we want. It's the only thing we want. It's not I'm talking about blockchain. It's these things we want. So that feature of blockchain present us trust, security, risk, and accountability. Because it's traceable, so accountability is ensured. Okay, it is secure because it's using hash everything. So nobody can get out of data from the blockchain database. So therefore, it's trust, and the risk, minimized. What is different between the other clouds, with the blockchain, the cloud is centralized. That's it. Everything they hold, everything. But relay is like a dump through the social ecosystem, distribute the trust and distribute the information. And if we do the business, we don't need client server or 2-tier, 3-tier server centralized database. we communicate peer to peer, and then with blockchain that has at the security level. So that is a big difference. Okay. And the current project we work on is a resilient supply chain. Because resilience say, oh, pandemic, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that. Geopolitical tension, trade war, supply chain is interrupted. So everything's expensive. The war in Ukraine and the logistics network attacks, such as hacking, medical equipment and the military equipment that can be hacked because they use this kind of centralized network and the transport as a weapon that could steal it and bomb yourself. There's no tangible solution for supply chain resilience. The reason that the price, up is because supply chain didn't keep up, and there's no food in the shop and everything's expensive. So we are, looking at using the NOSTR to develop, the resilient transport. We call it scoping. Supply chain operation relay over the operation network. And Michael did the picture for me. This is the next one. The next one, we're doing a transition to net zero in heavy transport. Okay, this different project. And the one we are, decarbonization is a big topic. And we're using digital twin. And the data storage is still powered by blockchain. And another project we did with conjunct data mining, you can see I work on lots on logistics and transportation. In 2016, we tried to automate, using IoT, try to automate the heavy transport. They have a tank, this is the tank, the liquid bulk transport. They have sensor at the back, sensor inside. For example, if they transmit milk inside, they will measure temperature, bacteria growth, protein content. And then you capture all the data and the driving data using cloud. That was a successful linkage grant. And this partner still working with us, okay, on number of successful. Next thing, we worked with them on green logistics and they transfer the natural gas, which was the earlier version of, 10 to maybe 8 years ago. They say the liquid natural gas is better than diesel. Then now 2023, we're working on hydrogen transport. Same logistic provider. We work with them to decarbonize the diesel power transport for LNG, and then now to hydrogen. And you can see this is a $100 million project with a 60 fuel, with the prototype providing the 60 fuel truck that need hydrogen, and from green hydrogen develop production, storage to transportation. And the prototype is supported by the government for the because our industry partner own that transport. This is on the Tasmania, major route. They also provide lots of mining, materials, so that and also support. This is the major route that they're going to build hydrogen pump station, and provide the and store the energy, generate energy, store energy, and support, and also not far from airport. And the Seminar Logistics is our partner. And this is me. This is the key people. They all from industry except me. They invited me to be part of it. And this grant is written by Deloitte. The company has lots of money to write grant for us. And this is Deloitte office on top of Sydney Harbour. This is another project we did in in the mining camp that Akim student working on that. The student, all Akim students drive to the Karasa, and they killed lots of kangaroos on the way. And they are building this IoT. This is Karasa, this is Smart Camp project, was successful AIC grant. This is the mining camp that powered by diesel. And in order to reduce, transport diesel and run diesel, in order to reduce energy cost, decarbonization, we win this project. And today we are going to, and our project already resulting significant amount of saving of energy. And this is the mining camp, and they own, in Australia, we have about 400, 500 mining camp. And each camp is like 150 dongles. They have a fly-in, workers, all powered by diesel, and they include entertainment, food, and they are in the extreme condition, 55 degrees, or minus 55, 0 degrees. So because of mining, they're always in a very extreme weather areas. So the project is to develop a localized, working with the Chinese partnership to develop hydrogen and using wind and solar, because that area has a strong sun and also close to coastlines. So we're working on a partner to propose to replace hydrogen, to replace diesel powered plant to hydrogen. And the other project I've done before is port decarbonization. It's me. We're working on the port governor, and we also work on the security, cybersecurity. And my boys here are all cybersecurity. They love that sexy work. They don't like transport decarbonization. They're not interested. They're only working on the cybersecurity thing. Okay, but they did a good job. And I also did a lot of project for the government. Government love blockchain. So 10 years ago, I joined you can see, defense. And then we did a lot of projects, okay? These are all actually available as video, can be played. But defense patented us blockchain. Defense has never said innovation company, but they patented, they say we are innovation, we're not innovative. Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
Very naughty one. Well, you touch the very core, the fabric of our digital ecosystem and life. Centralized versus decentralized, and key power topics like power, control, money. And not far away from here in CERN, Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the World Wide Web, the Hypertext Transport Protocol, now the NOSTR protocol. And yes, it's the basis, a new fabric for our digital ecosystem. Resilient infrastructure to be the basis for all we have just before. Our summary of the first round of the DEBEST agenda laid out. Thank you very much. Floor is open.
This is all the project done by using NOSTR network, building social network, building business applications, and we're going to also start working on this. Evolving all the time. That's
These are like the movie credits, right?
Yes. Yes. It is much easier than the traditional blockchain. Yes.
Elizabeth, thank you for your presentation. Trust is a human concept, right?
Yes.
Actually, I may say as a living being concept. Technologies are enablers, right? Even in other technology platforms, we see people trying to undermine the system's trust architecture by creating, for example, shills on eBay, where I have my fake customers driving up my prices. And so people are creating so human networks to create artificial trust, and then so they can invade the true trust infrastructure. Plus, trust is hard to gain and easy to lose. Can you say how your infrastructure will support avoiding shills, fake networks, unlawfully or unreasonably gain trust, and how it quickly takes trust away if it's not deserved, or how people can take trust away from others if they feel they don't deserve it anymore?
Yeah. I think the technology take time to get appreciated, and the new technology, and particular trust technology like NOSTR, the it's just like a bigger tsunami. It cannot stop people jump on it and use it, and it is testing period. At the moment, there are people start developing application and try it out, and particularly in the social networks, there are huge momentum that you cannot social network ban us. Social network owner can ban any social network. Individuals or things like Donald Trump was banned by Twitter for a few days, few weeks. So the this NOSTR addressing the issues you're concerned. That was traditional challenges for all these internet protocols, and NOSTR tried to address that, and addressing the application that can be easily adopted by different applications. So it is testing period at the moment. It's not like a government has mandated anything. Government love blockchain, but they cannot use it. They just think it's a buzzword and very interesting, but they find it's difficult to use it. The complication was smart contract. The smart contract is like translation of business rules, but the relay in the blockchain was actually relay that everybody consents of these business rules, and then we can go ahead. And to mandate smart contracts is very huge cost, and the network itself is a bigger computational cost of smart contract, and NOSTR doesn't rely on that. NOSTR rely on personal trust and distribute that trust among the network. No, you don't need to. Blockchain is you and me. We have an agreement. We agree with this rule, smart contract. We do it, and if you're not satisfied, you're not going to continue with me, right? We all agree with consent, but NOSTR doesn't have that. NOSTR based on the trust. If you know that people want to do with that people to work, on this supply chain network globally, you work with the guy and nobody can ban you, nobody can cut you off, because it's related through other friends. If, for example, he has nothing to do with your supply chain network, but if you banned, you tell Elios, can you send my trust credit to Martin Ender, and then the relay can continue again through another relay server.
I forgot to say that before, because you always refer to humans. You refer to Marius, Michael, and Martin as trusted humans.
Yeah.
And then the network is a facilitator.
Yeah, it is actually very much focused on humanity, technology for humanity, technology meet humanity. We say the technology could be or science meet business, or science meet environment. Now science meets humanity. It's really for save people, help people, provide safety, security, privacy. We will see this new technology. it became a prominent. It's only 2 years ago, and in the last 1 year, just shoot, I cannot keep up with the amount of information that people just jump on it, and because this network is not like a open free network like and all of those social network is free. You join for free. WeChat, Twitter, you join for free. Therefore, you have lots of spam. You're not secure. You get censored. Yeah, and they know that you are. If they want to think that if they suspect you as involved with the terrorist, or you look at so much movie about Muslim activities, you will be censored and you'll be monitored on that. But this one, this type of network avoid that central control. So I think it will have a great future for a democracy.
So very, very good and very nice what you presented, and it's especially meeting the demand of lots of people with this supply chain disruptivity also of Europe, but it's especially for a more censored internet where this is a super great solution. We heard already yesterday and the day before that blockchain is using lots of energy.
Yeah.
And this is due to redundancy that you have inherently in the protocol. So can you go a little bit more into detail into the energy usage and the need for over-provisioning that this protocol has in order to have sufficient connectivity between all the humans that are participating?
Yes, that is why NOSTR is here. The NOSTR does not use this smart contract or consensus computation network to work out whether we accept this transaction or not. It doesn't. It itself is utilize inspiration of distributed relay, information relay as a concept, but build really on top of the peer-to-peer concept that and does not have smart contract, but it is just through the network of ecosystems. If we agree to be ecosystems, we transmit the information ourselves, and based on our trust, I have an option, and then there's no computational cost, because to relay things, you only relay few. Transaction is not really a big movie or anything. So the relay on this internet, we're sending a lot of things on the internet, big files, big movies, we can do that. But the relay, when you do business, when you try to support some social networks, it's not a big files, and you have choice how you're going to whether you want to store to pass that movie around to the relay, but not necessary. If you enter that relay, you can store it. You don't have to store, but you can tell your friends there's another relay, and that they can download the movie from their relay, not your relays. So there's no. It says it's very scalable. It doesn't have any headache that centralized server had to scalable and smart blockchain crypto network computational cost doesn't have that. Yeah.
And in the end, it's like as every overlay is using the underlay for transport, and in the underlay you already have store and forward. So you're using that and re-implementing it in the overlay. And how much additional redundancy do you need? Is it a factor 2? Is it even higher? Because the reason why I'm asking is, you said like someone might kill me and I might be the only link between Achim and you.
Yeah.
And then it does not work anymore because there's no link. Therefore, you need over provisioning, you need additional links.
Yeah.
So can you say something to it, especially because every additional redundancy also needs some energy, which is, if I understood it correctly, negligible because it's really simple processes, so you don't have huge overhead, but still you need some sort of overhead. Can you guarantee that the message will arrive at the destination?
Yes, a very good question, and this is very smart in terms of NOSTR. NOSTR, doesn't have 100,000 relay. You receive something, you broadcast 1,000 people. No, You only broadcast to people you want to broadcast, relate to your people. And for example, you give me some information very important. I wanted Maria to share. I want to share it with Maria. Maria has a choice to send it to his friends, maybe 3 or 5, or maximum 50. And that's the end of it. He, and then his friends say, hey, I like this, process. I like this policy. He sent it to his friends. It's a network of ecosystem. It's breeds, It's not like one control the whole relay network. It's up to individual has this autonomous decisions. There's no heavy hundred protocol relay. No, it just you transmit to your ecosystems. Ecosystem maybe 20 people you do business, or 50 people you relate to that 20. If somebody want to ban the network, they have to ban 20 servers. If they kill the all 20 servers, one of the 20 servers have a friend has already relayed to other 20 friends, and they will tell their friends, can you relay? And he will relay back, they'll create another ecosystems. So you kill this ecosystem, another ecosystem will create it. It's very suitable for ecosystem concept.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I would also have an additional question. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
I just want to ask, I just installed an app
Yeah.
with this NOSTR.
Yeah.
And it just looks like I don't have a choice to choose the relays.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong?
Yes.
Because
Yeah. When you
register
register,
service,
yeah.
and
When
what
you
is a
register,
relay?
yeah.
I'm just too stupid to understand, because I think you also have service.
Yeah.
And the relay choice,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
find it in
Yeah.
there.
Because you join this relay, you join this NOSTR, you get a public key and private key. Yeah. So you use that ID. You can create you can create network, you can create ecosystem, or you can join some other network. You need to join.
I didn't have an account yet.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. You join the network. You choose which network you want to join. For example, if we do some for example, offering free course on blockchain, and we're willing to offer this, because everything's open source. It's an open protocol. Open.
Yes.
Open is no cost.
But I have to go to some backend.
Yeah, you go. Not a backend. You just for you and me. And if you and me and we connected, we can become a social network only between you and me, and then we can do something, and then we can invite friends to create your own ecosystems and do something.
And the problem of a man in the middle is
no man in the middle.
That's excluded.
Yeah.
Because some evil guys could.
Yes.
Try.
Yeah.
When
He could. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah.
But
they don't have your private key.
Which is a very simple.
Yeah. 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 Because you communicate. You not communicate and anonymously. No, you not communicate to the group. You communicate with me. So I have a choice to save you, to try to forward your request.
The question was also where are the servers?
The social network we create. You can join lots of social networks, or we can create social networks. We can create social network for education. We can create a social network for this conference. We can create social network.
But it must be hosted somewhere.
No. Just you didn't have that key, and then using a NOSTR communication network. Yeah.
Plenty of explanation. And are there any other questions? Yeah, it's the digital ecosystem concept behind NOSTR. And someday, with quantum computing, we need quantum cryptography. It's might be available.
Yeah.
And
Martin
the
talk.
basic concept stays. Martin.
Yeah.
No, it was only a brief question. I was just wondering if you said Warren Snowden was a speaker at the conference coming. Is Julian Assange there as well?
No. No. It's I think is a political reason maybe, and he's not involved because this is a more emerging technology for humanity, not just political. Yes. Yeah. But this financial funding was Twitter developer, Jack. And he funded all of this work. Yeah, he is a rich man. He sold the things to Elon Musk. He has lots of money. He supported this work. He know what the problem with the Twitter, and he gave it to Elon Musk.